death is just an illusion. We continue to live in a parallel universe. We're talking about metaphysics here, spiritual life. Since ancient times, philosophers, scientists, and religious representatives have analyzed and given their own explanation of what happens to the human soul after death. Many wonder if there is life after death or if we just disappear into the unknown. The truth is that there is no such thing as what we usually define as death. Now, many Christians have had experiences of their loved ones communicating with them after their death. Our own Savior, Jesus Christ, says there is no death for the Christian. It depends on where you go. There's a small judgment, and then the second judgment comes at the final judgment comes at the second coming. Now, the new scientific theory suggests that death is not the end, though. Not long ago, scientists reported that they found the first evidence of a parallel universe, and this discovery leads us to a thought-provoking topic called biocentrism. Dr. Robert Lanza, MD, is a scientist, theorist, and author of Biocentrism, and he believes there are many reasons why we don't die. Life and consciousness are the keys to understanding the true nature of the universe. Death is not the end, as many of us think. We believe we're going to die because that's what we've been told and taught. Continue living in the parallel universe. There are many scientific experiments that seriously question the term death as we know it. According to quantum physics, some observations cannot be absolutely predicted. Instead, there's a range of possible observations, each with a different probability. The many worlds interpretation states that each of these possible observations corresponds to a different universe, what's generally called the multiverse. Robert Lanza has taken these theories even further. Parallel worlds coexist with our own, and there are an infinite number of universes. Also, everything that can happen to us happens in some universe that we live in. Energy never dies, he says. Death does not exist in any real sense in these life scenarios. All universes exist simultaneously, regardless of what happens in any of them. Although our perishable bodies are destined for self-destruction, the living emotion, the spirit, the soul, who am I, is just 20 watts of energy operating in the brain, but this energy does not experience death. It never dies and cannot be recreated or destroyed. The importance of consciousness. Consider the uncertainty principle, one of the most well-known and important aspects of quantum mechanics. Experiments confirm that it's embedded in reality, but it only makes sense from a biocentric perspective. If there really is a world out there with particles just bouncing around, then we should be able to measure all of their properties, but we can't. Why should it matter to a particle what you decide to measure? Why does our observation change? What's really going on? Answer: because reality is a process that requires our consciousness. Says Lanza, no one would exist without consciousness. One of the reasons we don't die is because we are not inanimate objects. We are special, luminous beings who cannot exist without consciousness, but we cannot see through the bone that surrounds our brain. Space and time are really tricky subjects, but so are the defining tools our minds use to weave everything together. Everything you see and experience right now is a curve of information appearing in your mind. Space and time are simply tools that put things in their place, regardless of whether they actually exist. And Lanza points out that the death does not exist in a timely, spaceless world. There is no distinction between past, present, and future. And by the way, this is what my spiritual father told me in one of my confessions. I didn't research on that. I didn't ask him what he meant by that. But he says everything, past, present, and future, is present time. He must have been, obviously for him to say that to me, he says that everything's happening now. That must mean something, but I have to ask him another time what he meant by that. But that's what he told me. He wouldn't say that. Obviously, whatever happens in the confessional is what Jesus Christ tells us through our spiritual father. Now, there's no distinction, the scientists say, between past, present, and future. It's only a stubbornly persistent illusion. Immortality does not mean a continuous existence in time without end. It simply lies timeless, completely outside of time. And how can we tell what is real and what's not? How can we know for sure that our program mind is not giving us the illusion of a physical world? This I've translated for you for a Greek article. Please leave your comments and thank you for your support. Kindly support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.